Welcome to Modular Hippo, the channel where I'm trying to build a 36-foot sailboat in my backyard. In this 23rd episode of the components playlist, I am looking at starting the build of my 12-volt DC circuit, especially the Fuse on-off switch box that I will connect my different ways of charging my 12-volt battery. So let's take a look at that one. So in short, it's an IP65 watertight, I would say, fuse box. The idea is that I will have 3 glands coming in here. One will come in from the MPPT, so you'll be charged from solar and wind turbines. The other one will be a charger that comes in from the inverter, and a third one will be a charger that's coming directly from the 48-volt battery bank, and that will be the primary one. The other 2 will be for backup. You will have a gland here that goes out into the 12-volt battery stack, as well as another gland that will go to the fuse and on-off panel for the actual consumption of the 12-volt appliances on the boat. Here will be a main on-off switch for the battery itself, as well as smaller on-off switches for each of these inputs. And there will be little 12-volt LED lights here that will show me which path is currently live. So let's start the build. So we're starting with a blank canvas. So this is the same box as I've used for the 230-volt junction box we did. And the first thing I am going to do is make a 3D printed H that allows me to use the side space here for these, because it's going to be very cramped with space. So right now there's no good place to kind of mount these on the sides here. So if I do an H and screw the H to the bottom plate here, I can then put these far into the corners and then save myself some space for doing so. The other thing I need to do is cut this aluminium DIN rail into 2 pieces so that it will fit here and here, and that's where I will put my trip switches on. So I will 3 that comes in from the top, and I will have 3 that goes out from the bottom. And that's why I can use the sides for these, because there will be no glands sitting on these sides. So let's give that a go. With the H printed, we now have the frame for these side pieces. So it will look something like this. So that will be then screwed onto the middle of the back plate, and this will sit here screwed onto the 3D printed frame. So all I need to do now is get some M5 bolts so I can secure this safely. I've also cut these 2 pieces, so we now have the DIN rail. One will be sitting up here and the other one will be sitting down here. So all I just need to do, find the right position for it, and we may have to remove a little bit of plastic from these sides, but we will see. I'm going to mark it up and we'll see how it looks. So the idea is that you will have these sitting on here. So this will be for the MPPT coming in, and the MPPT will be used in emergency, and then there will be the inverter driven 230 to 12 volt, which will be a backup, and I will be running this daily on the 48 volt to 12 volt DC charger, because that will be the least loss of energy. Using the inverter is never good, because you lose at least 15% in that conversion. So yeah, let's mark this up and see if we can drill those holes in the back plate. Not sure if you can see, but I've marked the M3 holes for the DIN rail on both sides, and also the tiny little dots here is for the H that will hold the bus bars. So let's get some drilling done. With the holes drilled, I just need to wait for the bolts and the lock nuts and the spacers, and then we can mount this to see how it looks. So one of my chargers have arrived, so let's see what we got in the post. So that is the 230 volt smart charger to 12 volt, 30 amps. So at least we got one of them. The 48-12 is in order, and I haven't ordered the MPPT yet. So it's nicely packed. It's not too big, which is nice. And that is the in, plus and negative for the power out. And then a standard UK 230 plug. So yeah, that's the first component. Let's give it a go. So there will be two of these on top of each other on each side. So this is the one that has been slid all the way down to the bottom. So it will prevent the whole battery box from moving in this direction, and it will help me to mount things in this direction. I have now printed 4 of these L corner brackets, and with 2 of them now in place, and this one, if I slide that in, it makes more sense of what I'm trying to do. So this bracket will lock in this bracket, and it will also lock in the movement of the box in this direction. These are 2 3mm slots that goes all the way down. So here I will put some ABS plastic sheet that will go across as a protection of the back wall, and they will also hold these places in place because the plastic sheet will be pushing outwards. And the same thing here, there will be an aluminium sheet that sits across here, and that's the aluminium sheet that I will be fixing all the components to. Before I put the aluminium sheet in, I will put a smaller plastic sheet down so that there is no connection between the aluminium and the bottom or the back. So all the components will be attached to the aluminium, but far away from the actual metal box itself. So that's the theory. So I am going to order the aluminium part here and also the plastic part so that we can finalize that. And once I have those parts, I can then start to design the flow of all the components that's going to sit on the inside here. Battery box components. So these are the ones I have in mind so far, and it's interesting to get your perspective on it as well. So I'm thinking a second heating mat, as the batteries don't like to be charged if they are below 0. So a second one feels like a good catch. I'm thinking a water leak sensor on the bottom of the box itself, just to capture any potential leaks or condensation building up. I'm thinking a secondary temperature sensor, a smoke and fire detector, and maybe also a camera that is pointing towards the LCD display, just to get an idea of what the LCD display is saying. I'm also thinking about the power, and I can either power this from the battery itself with a step-down converter from 48 to 12 and to 5 and 3 volts, or I can take external power from the 12-volt circuit that I'm building. And I'm thinking the 12-volt circuit feels safer, because if there's something wrong with the battery, let's say I am draining it so much that I can't use the built-in heat mats to heat it up, and I am also facing 0 degrees, that means I can't charge that battery. But if I can heat the box up with the external 12-volt circuit, then that should circumvent that and give some extra safety. So would be interested to hear your ideas around it. So feel free to stick something in the comments if there's something extra you would like or would have added to the box, or if it's something you don't think is needed. Thank you. As always, thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel and you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions, concerns or ideas, then feel free to put them in the comments and I will respond within 24 hours. There's also a playlist for the actual motor build. It's an electrical motor build, as well as a playlist for the boat build itself if you're interested. So until next week, take care and I'll see you soon.